welcome to the 2001 winner of the R.J. Pickering Award for Playwriting Excellence. It's a difficult job selecting the show for you each year from about, well over 100 submissions that we get. There were several shows that we could have done, but this is the one that we deem to be the very best in meeting our criteria. I hope it's a show that you will enjoy. The program that we have lists a lot of our sponsors and people who have helped make this possible. Unfortunately, as always happens, sometimes we leave out or miss, and we would like to recognize as well the Museum Gallery for their contributions in helping make this show possible. There is a reception at the lower level. During the intermission, the CHC Hospice Group will be at the lower level, where they'll have some cookies and refreshments for you. And we welcome you to come downstairs after the show to meet with the cast and the author. It might do well to have the author autograph your program. You know, originals of first done. If you had a Shakespeare program that was signed by the author himself, from the first performance, it would probably be worth a substantial amount. So you never know when these things are the direction they're going. We would make a request that there be no flash photography during the show. And as well, we're required by the fire marshal to tell you that the theater does have exits. And in case there's an emergency, that's what you should use. Each of them are marked with a sign appropriately saying exit. There are two in the back, there's one over on the side, there's upstairs on either side. So we've done our duty and they won't be closing us down for a while. The tradition of the theater is steeped with various superstitions. And we're not beyond them ourselves. We believe that we're blessed in the submissions that we've had and the shows that we've been able to do as part of the Pickering competition. And a lot of it we attribute to our guardian angels that we have up above. Bob and Chris have been watching over this show now for a long run, and we believe that it's with their guidance and help that we have the quality that we have. So without further ado, we'll take you to the state of North Dakota in the middle of the tumultuous rains they had a couple of years ago. Bob and Chris, this one's for you.
Hello? Sally, how are you? It's Bud's mom, Sally. How are things down in Fargo? No, we're not watching the news. Mom put a diet soda on the TV and Bud knocked it over with his fishing pole. That hasn't worked in over a month. No kidding. Your mom says there's all kinds of flooding up here.
We can't watch the news, you know. The set's full of diet soda and ants.
Well, we know there's flooding in Grand Forks. My mom is here now. What's that? No, I don't think they do anything like that, Sally. No. Your mother thinks the government's caused all this flooding to distract people from the extracurricular beings from outer space. What's that? No, that doesn't sound right. I don't think they do that, Sally. You run on to church now. Bye. Your mother thinks the government's planted a barcode device in her left fanny cheek. What are you looking at, hon?
Big fancy car stopped on the highway. Fella took off across my field 5 or 6 minutes ago. He's gonna make a real mess of his shoes.
Oh, yeah. That must be his wife getting out of the car. Oops. Looks like she stepped in something unpleasant.
The chicken down there on the road's been there about a week. Getting pretty ripe. Must be what she stepped in.
Oh. Yeah, she's wiping her shoe in the grass now. Not a fine way to start the morning, I'd say. Say, hon, would you like some pancakes?
I want coffee.
It's in the pot, Mom. Bud made it earlier.
This damn rain's ruining my farm.
Look, you're not griping about the drought, you're griping about the rain. Never happy.
Not when you're here, that's for sure.
I don't want to be here. I want to go back to my house.
I want you to go back to your house.
You probably want me dead.
I'd settle for you going back to your house.
Barb, Bud's being mean to me again.
Don't be mean to Mom, Bud. So, how about those pancakes?
Here comes the guy way out of the field. How about that?
Well, what, are they wet and stuff?
It's all wet.
Well, maybe it's the farm agent.
No, the car's too fancy.
Say, hon, why don't you join Mom and me at the table and I'll make those pancakes?
I'll just be staying here by the door. It's less depressing than sitting with Ella.
Bud needs to go skydiving without a parachute. At least once.
Those people out there are getting soaked. Looks like the man's got mud caked all the way up his trousers. And the woman looks kind of miffed.
Well, weatherman was calling for lots of rain.
Oh, that weatherman's a fool. He wears a cheap toupee and the tackiest sports coats I've ever seen. Of course, tacky doesn't bother some people around here.
Not like other people bother some people.
I want to go home.
Well, it's a lovely Sunday morning. You two are going at each other before I've even fixed breakfast.
How is this a lovely Sunday morning? My sugar beets are washing away and Ella's stinking up my house.
I want to go home.
Shh! You're gonna wake up Barry.
So what? He's nothing but a lazy lowlife and he's a criminal.
Mom, that's your grandson you're talking about. And we took care of that business with the police. Hello? Sally, why aren't you at church? You think the pastor's a left-wing radical who wants to take away your constitutional right to bear arms? It's the Fargo police who won't allow you to bear arms, not the pastor. What's that? Okay, I'll tell him. Bye. Your mother wants to make sure you're prepared for the government suspension of your civil liberties, which will take place 6 days after the venereal equinox.
You know, Barb, you could have married Ed Craddock. He was sure sweet on you back before you married Bud the beef farmer.
We need to go hunting next fall, Ella. Just the two of us.
We need to go to church this morning, do you both a lot of good.
I never cared for Pastor Anderson.
I won't go to church as long as that man is the pastor.
Well, you're both in luck. Pastor Anderson is dead. We've had Pastor Olson for 2 years now. Shows how long it's been since you've been in church.
How about those pancakes, Barb?
Yeah, pancakes would be just a tip.
Well, I could make the ones with the little chocolate chips in them, or blueberry, or both.
When can I go home?
When the weatherman gives the all clear, you know what happens when the river floods?
Everybody gets wet, big deal.
Everything gets too wet and I lose a whole crop of sugar beets. I don't make enough money to spend the winter in Florida. I'm stuck here where the air's 30 below zero and you're breathing it.
Barb was being mean to me again.
Oh, don't be mean to Mom, Bud. So how about those pancakes? You want chocolate or blueberry?
I'm going out to check on my bird dogs. Where are my boots?
They're in the bedroom, hon.
You should have married Ed Craddock. Bud's such a loser.
Ed Craddock has been sweet on Bud's sister Dorothy ever since she won the tractor pull at the county fair. And besides, Bud's not a loser. We got this nice house, a nice son, a couple 100 acres of land, some bird dogs, some cows, some chickens.
What you've got is a dinky little farm out in the middle of nowhere, with a son who's a criminal and Bud. That sounds like 3 strikes and you're out to me. I want to go home.
Barry is not a criminal. He got a parking ticket. And what would you do at home?
What do I always do?
Watch TV and drink diet sodas.
Now you're being mean to me.
I'm going to get dressed. Then I'll see about making those pancakes.
Drag me out of my apartment, away from my friends. Well, maybe I don't have any friends. But you drag me away from the video store. You make me stay out here with that ugly husband and your lazy son and a bunch of dogs and chickens. So where's my pancakes, Barb? You're not the only one in this town that can make pancakes. I can make pancakes too, you know. Oh, I'll never find anything in this stupid kitchen. Probably starved to death. Not that anybody cared. You hear me, Barb? I'm starving. I need food, nourishment, sustenance.
Get that, Mom.
Hello. Oh, it's you. Hello, go look out the window and see if there's a blue car out in the street. Gray. Oh, that's not good. Gray is a secret government agency. They hire freelance assassins. Maybe you better hide in the closet till they're gone. That ought to put her over the edge. Yes, I'll get a diet soda.
Hello? Is anyone home? Hello?
Wonder who that is.
Mom, why didn't you answer the door?
I didn't know who it was.
Well, did you look out the window?
Yep, some guy. He's all wet.
Oh, goodness, he is all wet.
Please, let us in. It's an emergency.
How do I know it's safe?
I promise you, we're safe. Please, let us in.
Oh, I don't know if it's safe. I wish Bud were out here. He'd know what to do.
Where is he?
Oh, he's in the bath. The brand cereal kicked in.
Oh.
I don't know who you are, and Bud can't come to the door. Do you mind waiting till he finishes?
Please, let us in. We're nice people. I promise.
How do I know you're nice people? You could be axe murderers.
We don't even own an axe.
They say they don't even own an axe.
How do they kill chickens?
Hey, isn't it a little early to be drinking diet soda?
Who's drinking diet soda?
Please, we're drenched.
I wonder if they're the people Bud saw by the sugar beets.
Why don't you ask him?
Are you the people Bud saw by the sugar beets?
What?
Are you the people Bud saw out by the sugar beets?
I can't hear you. Can you speak up?
I said, are you the people Bud saw by the sugar beets?
Boy, that was smooth. I'm surprised the Secret Service doesn't hire you to protect the president.
You've got mud all over your feet there.
I am going to kill you.
Oh.
They're killers. That means they're killers.
Not you, him.
Why me? You're the one who locked the doors on the car.
I got out of the car to see why you were taking so long.
And I told you why I was taking so long. I couldn't find any place private enough, and I had to go clear out in the field.
If you just let me collect some of that mud, I'd get...
You left me in the car with that damn Puccini thing playing full blast. And and you disappeared in a cornfield.
Sugar
What was I supposed to do?
Sugar beet.
Sit there until I return.
If you just flip those shoes off, I'll gladly.
You left me in the middle of nowhere.
I wonder how this got started.
And it started because Alan drank 2 quarts of grapefruit juice in Fargo. And what did I ask when we stopped at the gas station? Do you need to go?
It started when the highway patrol made us leave the highway in north of Grand Forks. I drank the grapefruit juice because I was thirsty. And I didn't have to go to the bathroom at the gas station.
We have to be in Winnipeg by 5 o'clock this afternoon. That's all I ask. Winnipeg? By 5? You did too need to go. You're paranoid of gas stations. We should have flown.
I am not paranoid. I just don't like gas station restrooms. You know what happens when you book at the last minute.
I do.
They triple the price. Now, if we'd have booked 20 days earlier...
My sister wasn't cast until Tuesday. I told Alan we should fly.
I have a brand new BMW 740iL with the most magnificent 8-speaker sound system. We had 3 days to drive up there to Canada, 2 days to get over her sister's bad dancing, and 3 days to drive home.
My sister is an excellent dancer. She studied at Joffrey and the National Ballet of Canada.
Did she now?
Yes, and she's finally landed a role in a major ballet.
And what good is ballet? There's no singing.
After you've dragged me to every major opera house in the world, I would gladly welcome no singing. If I hear one more endomorphic tenor sing one more high C, I'm going to scream.
Oh, you two are dripping wet. How about if I get you some dry things?
I would like to use your telephone if you don't mind.
Oh, it's in the kitchen. Just slip those shoes off. Ma, show him where the phone is. And come on, I'll get you some dry things. Good.
Do you have a telephone directory? No. I seem to have left my glasses in the car. You wouldn't happen to know the number for AAA, would you?
Got a drinking problem, huh?
Hello. Operator? Yes, I would like the number for AAA.
I figured there was something wrong with you.
Yes, the main number will do. Would you have something with which I could write?
Anybody that'd walk out in the middle of a sugar beet field in the rain has got to have something wrong with them.
I need to make a phone call.
You know, that had never happened if you'd used the restroom in the gas station or gone to church.
Would you hold on a moment, please? I need a scrap of paper and a pencil.
Speaking of church, you know, our pastor died 2 years ago and we didn't know anything about it. I guess we didn't need him very much after all.
Could you hold on a minute, please? I need a paper and a pencil to write down a phone number.
You know, I gave those Lutheran women 10 of my best recipes for their big deal cookbook, and they didn't print one, not a single one.
Would you have a paper and a pencil, you silly little woman?
That was that Marge Olmsted. She hates me with a purple passion.
Yes, just give me the number. I'll try to memorize
You know, she thinks her meatloaf is so good, and she thinks her pot roast is fit for the gods. Ha!
170.
22 recipes she's got in that cookbook. 22. And Frankie Kowalski's got 6, and Louise Karp's got 9.
1,
And
9.
Peg Turner,
1.
she thinks she
Oh,
can make
damn
a
it.
canned vegetable casserole. Well, let me tell you, it takes 4 cans of blue lake green beans and 1 can of red kidney beans. That's 4 and 1, not 3 and 2.
1, 7, 0, 1, 4, 7, 6, not 3, 2, 2. Oh, damn it. Will you be quiet?
You're kind of rude for a guy that wants a favor, aren't you?
Oh, here. Yes, AAA? Yes. Send me a locksmith. Yes, my AAA card is in my wallet, and my wallet is locked in the car. That's why I need a locksmith. Yes, we're north of Grand Forks. Which Dakota is this?
What's it worth to you?
Watch where you step. You got mud and dead chicken on the carpet.
Well, I'm very grateful. I didn't get your name.
Oh, I'm Barb Newton. Just call me Barb.
Oh, well, I'm Alicia Vanderhoff.
You've got a little dead chicken on your hand there. You might want to wash that off.
Yeah, it's North Dakota, I think. Yes, we had to leave the highway north of Grand Forks. Floods? No kidding. No, we weren't listening to the radio. We were listening to my magnificent 8-speaker sound system in my brand new BMW. La Boheme. No, not La Bamba. No. Rodolfo was just about ready to hit that magnificent high C in Chez Gilda Menina when all of a sudden,
Alan needed a restroom.
Beg your pardon?
my semi-lovely wife had a personal emergency.
That's why we stopped in front of your house. Alan drank a gallon of grapefruit juice at breakfast, which he always does when we travel, and he refuses to use the restrooms at gas stations because he's psychotic. As a result, we stop along the highway, I wait in the car, and he runs off into the woods somewhere. You know, there aren't a lot of woods around here.
Yeah, yes, but, you know, once you leave the highway, your options are limited here.
I could tell he was getting desperate by the way he was fidgeting around. Finally, he pulled the car onto the shoulder of the road, and he went running off into that field over there. He was gone forever.
Yeah, but finally we pulled off the side of the road, and my wife went out into the middle of the field, and she squatted down and didn't get back up.
Finally, I got out of the car to see what had happened.
Finally, I got out of the car to see what had happened, and the door's locked. Alicia insists on riding with the doors locked.
Sounds like you've got trouble. I was about to make some breakfast. How do pancakes sound?
Would you like a Diet Coke?
No, I would like a locksmith, please.
We have breakfast in Fargo, thank you. We really need to get the car open so we can be in Winnipeg by 5 o'clock.
I told you, my AAA card is in my wallet, and my wallet is locked in the car. Did I mention that the engine was still running? No, I can't give you my, this is a very expensive car we're talking about here, and I'm a preferred customer. No, I can't give you my preferred customer card number because it's locked in the card. Send me a locksmith, and I'll give you all the preferred customer card numbers you need.
Why didn't you just break the window?
No way in hell would I break that window.
Fine, why don't you just wipe my head off?
So you're on your way to Winnipeg?
Yes, my sister Monica has a role in La Sylphide.
Oh, that's interesting. What's that?
La Sylphide is a ballet about a sylph.
Oh, yeah? Oh, Barry. This is my son, Barry. Barry, this is Mrs. Vanderhoos from Chicago.
Vanderhoff.
Oh, don't shake her hand, dear. She's got dead chicken on her feet.
Oh, I wasn't planning on it.
That's her husband, Alan. They were on their way to Winnipeg when they needed to stop so Alan could relieve himself in the field by the highway.
Why didn't you just stop at a gas station?
Because gas stations make him nervous.
Yeah, well, yes. Alicia's sister finally landed a bit part in some boring French ballet with the company from hell. And we have to drive all the way to Canada to see that skinny little moron make an ass of herself in front of the 2 or 3 Canadians that are foolish enough to pay money to see it.
After years of study and a bout with an eating disorder, Monica finally has her life together. Well, sort of. Alan can't stand the thought of it.
No, Bud's sister Dorothy, she has trouble finding work in North Dakota. She's real good at tractor pulls and mud wrestling, but she really wants to work at the chicken processing plant. She kind of looks like a truck.
My name is Alan Vanderhoff, Dr. Alan Vanderhoff. Can't you look it up in your membership files? I'm from Chicago.
What kind of a doctor are you?
I'm a psychiatrist.
Oh. Never met one that didn't need one.
What? I did too pay my membership dues. I paid my membership dues, and I want a locksmith. Do you hear me? We're talking about a very expensive car here, you silly little... I don't know.
You must be a real comfort to your patients.
Yes, hello? I would like the number to a locksmith in Grand Forks. Well, no, I can't look it up in the yellow pages. I left my glasses locked in the car, along with my AAA card, which apparently is worthless. What do you mean you have to have the name of a locksmith before you can call one? What kind of telephone company is this? I mean, I'm talking about a brand new BMW here, and did I mention the dead chicken? She hung up.
The nerve.
Sure is noisy out here. Is Ella percolating?
Oh, Bud, these are the folks who were tramping around in your sugar beets. Turns out they stopped so Alan could relieve himself.
So she could relieve herself.
What?
Well, you know, after all, once you leave the highway, your options are limited.
Apparently the truth is limited too.
Well, maybe a little misplaced guilt on my part, but after all, we're talking about private functions.
Shut up, Alan.
Won't matter. Whole crop will be underwater in a couple hours. I was talking to the Farm Bureau on the two-way. Oh, how many more people can we fit in here?
Oh, Ed, what a surprise! Oh, who's this?
Phone, quick.
What's over there?
Says her name's Amanda Johnson. I pulled her out of her car up the road a piece. Hi there, Barb. Ella?
Oh, it's Ed Craddock, your old high school boyfriend. Oh, they sure were sweet on each other in high school, you know. Quite a number of people said. I always knew Ed would turn out well. And look, he's a sheriff. Rides around in a prowler all day. And he's so handsome.
If he's so wonderful, why don't you marry him?
Well, I don't think I'm his type.
I'd have to agree with you there, Ella.
Answer your stupid phone.
So, Bud, you heard from Dorothy lately?
Yeah, she's kind of wishing you'd give her a call.
I should do that. I should call Dorothy and say that, well, what can I say?
I'm out of the loop on this one, Ed.
I think we're in the middle of someone's conversation.
Oh, Ed, these are the Vanderhorses.
Vanderhoffs. I am Dr. Alan Vanderhoff from Chicago, MD.
You folks drive a late model BM something with Illinois tags and the engine running?
It's a brand new BMW 740IL with the engine running.
Answer the stupid phone, you jerk.
Jeez, lady, what's your problem?
Would you happen to know any locksmiths?
I know a couple of locksmiths. Are you into anything kinky?
My car is locked and I need a locksmith to open it. Could you perhaps call one of them?
They won't come out here.
Well, why not?
They live in Grand Forks, and the whole place is underwater. What are you doing here anyway?
Well, we're on our way to Winnipeg to see my wife's sister.
She's a silk.
A what?
She needs a doctor.
Well, why didn't you fly to Winnipeg? It would have saved you a lot of time.
Because Dr. Vanderhoff, MD, who thinks nothing of spending a fortune on a brand new car, is too cheap to pay full fare for airline tickets.
What kind of a doctor are you?
I'm a psychiatrist.
You can't read people's minds, can you?
Of course not. But I do recognize latent edible personality
Put
traits.
a sock in it, Doc. Don't you folks listen to the radio?
No, we were listening to La Boheme.
Oh, is that like La Bamba?
No. It's an opera by Puccini.
Well, that would explain the racket I heard from inside the vehicle.
Racket? That was Lascala, I'll have you know.
Did you know your vehicle is blocking the entrance to a farm road? May I see your driver's license, sir?
Well, how dare you?
Just calm down. Let me see that license.
It's in the car. The car is locked.
I want to explain why your license is locked in the car.
I can. It's because this liar here, he had to go out in Bud's sugar beet field to relieve himself, and he left that poor wife sitting in the car listening to all that racket.
La Bamba.
La Boheme.
Vandalizing a man's sugar beets crops is a serious offense in these parts.
Now, let me finish before I forget. So the poor lady gets out of the car. She wants to see what happened to the psychiatrist, who didn't come back for a long while, and he left her and all the doors locked.
Why didn't you turn off the engine so the doors wouldn't lock?
Because Dr. Einstein here forgot to.
I thought you said his name was Vander.
Vander off!
Well, it happens all the time.
But you're still writing the ticket.
You're still blocking the farm road entrance, driving without a license, and vandalizing a man's sugar beets. And I could write you a ticket for wearing tacky pajamas.
You wouldn't understand. It's called style.
There's a hole in the fanny. You go flashing anybody and it'll be called indecent exposure.
But I have a license and reading glasses and a cell phone.
You want I should add disturbing the peace?
Ask him about the dead chicken.
You killed a chicken?
Nobody tracked it all over Barb's house. And while you're at it, could you arrest Bud? He really hacks me off.
Oh, get off the phone, you stupid woman.
Here, you can mail it in.
Oh, Ed, you're so manly.
Damn it. Damn it.
Come on now, miss. None of that language. Nothing's ever as bad as it seems.
Except Ella, she's worse.
Yeah, bite me, Bud.
So, Ed, how'd you come across the young lady?
Road's flooded out north of here. Guess she didn't know how deep the water was and tried to drive through it.
Oh, you're all wet.
Please, I've got to get to Winnipeg. It's very important.
And I told you the road is closed. The water is 5 feet deep up around the crossroads. The highway patrol detoured all the traffic off the interstate. So I'm driving up Highway 81 to check things out. I get to RDOT, and I see Miss Johnson's little red car sitting in the middle of the lake that used to be the highway. Late model Ford.
Honda.
Escort.
Civic.
Whatever. Anyway, I wade out to it, and she's just sitting there trying to start the engine, but it's flooded. Get it? It's flooded. Her name is Amanda Johnson, says she has to get to Winnipeg. Anyway, I pried her fingers off the wheel. She grabbed that briefcase, and here we are.
I really need a cigarette.
Oh, I'd prefer you didn't smoke in here. Bud suffers from asthma.
He doesn't suffer enough.
Oh, they're all wet.
Oh,
Please, does somebody have a cigarette?
Oh, you're all wet. Why don't you let me take that briefcase? We'll get you some dry things.
No. I just need a cigarette.
What you got in that thing?
Papers. Look, I've got to get to Winnipeg. It's very important. I can pay you $500.
Ma'am, you can make it $5,000 and it won't do any good. We've got water on 2 sides of us, and it's about to be 3 sides. If you folks want to leave, now's the time.
Why don't you leave?
Well, I just got here.
You don't have to hang around, you know.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have any better offers at the time. I'm getting a little close there, Ella.
Come on, Miss Johnson. I'll get you some dry things.
Sheriff, how long before the road is passable?
Oh, a couple of hours, couple of days.
A couple of days? A couple of days? You planned this, didn't you, you jerk? Anything to keep up seeing Monica dance!
Well, you're absolutely right. You finally found me out, Alicia. I planned this flood. I calculated the exact moment that we would have to lock the keys in the car. I measured out the exact amount of grapefruit juice I would have to drink to get from Fargo to wherever the hell it is, North Dakota, we are. I even arranged to have Farmer Bill and the cast of Hee Haw here. And I even lined in this dumpy little farmhouse, and I even lined up Norway's version of Andy Griffith, and I threw in the sugar beet farm for good luck.
Dumpy little farmhouse.
Andy Griffith?
Hee haw! I deliberately left my wallet, my glasses, and my cell phone in the car. I ruined a perfectly good pair of slacks and an expensive pair of Italian shoes just so that I could avoid 2 hours of boring ballet featuring your skinny little sister as a skinny little insect. But there's only one little problem, Alicia. You're the one who locked the doors, not me.
I'm blaming you, Alan. You stupid, inconsiderate jerk.
Can't go out there, ma'am.
I would rather be in the 5th circle of hell than in the same hemisphere as that horrible man.
Suit yourself.
If that's the way she feels, then fine. I can't help it that she suffers from a Electra complex brought on by a domineering mother and a father who's a Democrat. I've tried to help. God knows I've tried.
Well, frankly, Alan, I'd rather have her in here or you out there. That's just my opinion.
You know, electroshock therapy would do wonders for that hyperactive mouth of yours.
Dr. Vander Splat's being mean to me.
Vander Hoff!
Hello? Grandma? Someone's listening in on your phone conversations and saying dirty words? No, I don't think the CIA would do something like that. Listen, we've got a house full of people and Mom needs help with the pancakes. No, I don't think they're covert agents from a covert government agency, but I'll ask. Mom will call you this afternoon.
Well, I guess I really should apologize. I mean, after all, it isn't entirely her fault, but damn it, I love that car.
Where's Mrs. Vanderhose?
Vanderhorse.
She's out saving the water.
Out in this flood?
She won't get very far without a rowboat.
Oh, I hope she's okay out there. Getting my house coat soaking wet. Oh. So, Miss Johnson, could I get you some coffee?
I'd much rather have a cigarette.
Oh, no one smokes around here. Haven't you read the Surgeon General's warning about the harmful effects of tobacco?
Please, if you could get me a cigarette, I can pay $20.
No smoking in here.
$20? Well, we've got some straw in the tractor shed, and suppose you could find some newspaper and roll something up for you for $20. $30, I'll use notebook paper.
Get me a cigarette.
I'll just go get my raincoat and a newspaper.
Hurry!
Careful not to set anything on fire.
You couldn't burn gasoline in this rain, you moron.
You ever think of getting a job as a crash test dummy?
Bud's being mean to me again.
Well, I've got plenty of coffee. Want some? But you know, I think that we need to have some more coffee. I've got a large coffee pot around here somewhere. Mom, do you know where that large coffee pot is?
Bud,
The large coffee pot. Do you know where it is? I want to make sure we got plenty of coffee. Oh,
out!
I'd better give Miss Johnson, smoking or she'll gouge my eyes out.
Give me!
Makes you feel good to know you're helping folks.
Oh, Ed, you're such a wonderful man. Why did you dump Barb?
Actually, Barb dumped me.
She didn't mean it. Give her another chance.
It'd be a real shame if something happened to you in your sleep tonight, Ella.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Just be a real shame.
Well,
I'm worried about Alicia. She's out there all alone in the rain.
You should have been nicer to her.
Shut up!
Don't talk to me that way, Bud. What kind of a man are you?
Don't talk to her that way?
Yeah.
Shut up.
So, Bud, you're all decked out. You going outside?
I was. I'm kind of worried about my bird dogs. Kind of worried about my cows, too. I could bring the bird dogs inside. Don't think I ought to try that with the cows. Of course, then there's the chickens.
Really, not a damn thing you can do about it. Just sit here and smell the coffee.
Smells like coffee, all right.
Yeah, that's coffee I smell. Nothing else. Smells like coffee.
What's that on the floor there?
Looks like a lot of mud.
And feathers.
Looks like feathers and a chicken beak.
Alicia's just standing out there in the middle of the yard with her arms crossed. A sure sign of repressed aggression. I can't stand it when she does that.
So, Bud,
Yeah.
what do you hear from Dorothy?
She found work over in Minnesota.
You think, would she maybe talk with me if you called her up and told her that I was, well, you know?
If you want to talk to Dorothy, you're going to have to call her yourself. The last time I got involved in her personal life, she tried to run over me with her thrasher.
You know, Ella, you're getting a little closer.
I know.
You kind of got a case of the diet soda breath there, Ella.
Well, that's Bud's fault. His diet soda.
Maybe you could see if Barb needs some help in the kitchen.
I can see if Barb needs some help in the kitchen, but I'll be right over there. And if you need anything at all, just whistle. You know how to whistle, don't you?
Ella!
You just put your lips together.
Get out of here!
That's being mean to me again.
There's a car pulling up the drive there. A Dodge. Great.
Why don't we invite the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, for goodness sakes?
I don't think these are Mormons.
Good morning, Mrs. Knudsen.
good morning, Father Frank. Look, hon, it's Father Frank. Oh, and he brought a little friend. What brings you out, Father?
Well, I'm afraid we've run into a little bit of difficulty. You see, Sister Fran and I, we were on our way to the little church of Our Lady of the Corn when we discovered that the highway north of here is completely underwater.
Oh, I know. Isn't it something?
And we traveled back toward Manville, and we found that the road west is also completely underwater. Sheriff Craddock, this is a terrible thing.
Tell me about it.
We would have gladly stopped at a Catholic home, but we found your home was the only one we could reach.
Well, we're glad to have you, Father. Make yourselves at home, or whatever it is you people do.
I would like to use your phone and call the parish. Let them know we won't be at Mass this morning.
Show them where the phone is, Mom.
Why don't you get that, Padre? Might be the big guy calling.
Knutson residence. No, this is Father Frank from the little church of Our Lady of the Corn. No, I was not aware of a global conspiracy involving the CIA and the Vatican. I'm sure the Holy Father would not align the church with extraterrestrial farces. How dare you suggest such a thing? You crazy old woman.
I've seen phone calls. It happens all the time.
So, how about them Vikings?
Pardon?
Pardon? Is that like confession?
It's absolution.
What's absolution?
Pardon.
I said, what's absolution?
Pardon.
Seems to be hard of hearing. Ask her something else, Ed.
So, what do you do on your days off when you're not out nunning around? So, how about them Vikings?
Absolution.
Oh dear, I seem to have been disconnected and I can't get a dial tone.
The lines must be down.
Well, you're welcome to stay here with us, Father. If you've got to be with Lutherans, we're the best you're going to find.
Well, that's very kind of you, Mrs. Knudsen. You know, our parishes have not always been on the friendliest of terms. Ever since that hockey game 4 years ago.
That's water over the dam as far as we're concerned, right, hon?
Don't talk about water.
Maybe that's some Mormon that tabernacle choir.
Oh, I'd love to hear them sing America the Beautiful.
These look more like Mormons.
Oh, this is Bill and Lil Goodson. What brings you out this morning?
Well, you got a house full, huh, Barb?
Oh, don't I though?
Well, we were out having choir practice down at the church, singing a really fine chorale out of the hymnal. We only have one hymnal, you know. Lou was singing the soprano, and Mrs. Horton singing tenor, and I was singing the bass. We were going to town on that chorale, weren't we, Lou?
We were going to town on that corral, Bill.
And when all of a sudden, water come pouring out of the church walls, we got out of there pretty quick. We hopped in the pickup and headed back down the highway toward home. But when we got to Arda Crossroads, everything there was underwater. So we turned the pickup around and headed back down to down the highway, but when we got to Manville, everything there was underwater, including the church. It was going to be a great Sunday. Pastor Olson had a humdinger of a sermon already.
Really? What was it about?
What was it about, Lou?
Absolution.
Pardon?
That's right.
Lou said it was about absolution, whatever that is.
Pardon?
Lou said it was about absolution. I said whatever that is.
It's like confession.
No. Absolution follows confession.
What did he say, Bill?
Oh, yes. Pardon?
He said absolution follows confession.
Well, he doesn't need to shout at us, Bill.
Lou says you don't need to shout, bud.
No. Ed should come to church sometime. He could find out about these things.
Lou thinks you ought to come to church sometimes, Ed. You'd find out about these things.
I'd need scuba gear to go to your church.
Well, anyway, the church is underwater. But it's like Lou always says. Wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in the name of truth, justice, and the American way. No, that's not right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United... that's not right either. I guess I don't know what Lou always says.
You two are completely codependent, aren't you? I've never seen anything like it.
Oh, I forgot to introduce you. This is Bill and Lou Bitson. Bill was in a terrible tractor accident a month ago. This is Dr. Vanderdanda from Chicago. Isn't that interesting? He's a psychiatrist. That's his car and his wife outside in the rain.
That's Vander Hawk. And I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I could write an entire book about you. Host a conference. Do you happen to have a notepad? I've got to write this down.
Here's my neck, Lou, my neck.
Oh, he hurt Bill. He shouldn't hurt Bill. Bill, you ever...
Oh.
Stop that.
I'll tell you the truth, Barb, no. But I'm more worried about the farm.
Oh, do you think the farm's flooded?
Well, Lou thinks there's a good possibility.
Oh,
But
well.
I like to look on the bright side. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
Well, you're welcome to stay here as long as you have to.
Thank you.
I'm going to check on the coffee. You have a seat. Lou! I think he's got the point. It's okay.
So, how about them Vikings?
What did he say, Bill?
He asked about some Vikings.
What Vikings, Bill?
What Vikings, Ed?
The Minnesota Vikings.
He asked about some Vikings in Minnesota. We haven't been to Minnesota in years, have we, Lou?
Nope. Haven't been to Minnesota in years.
You
We
know-
don't remember seeing any Vikings when we were there.
You know, it's just too bad about missing church.
Yeah,
We were having choir practice, you know.
We know.
Singing a really fine chorale out of the hymnal.
we were going to town on that corral, Bill.
Pastor Olson had a humdinger of a sermon already.
Pardon.
I said Pastor Olson had a humdinger of a sermon already. What was it about, Lou?
Absolution.
Pardon?
That's right.
Who said it was about absolution? Wherever that is.
So, how about them Vikings?
What Vikings?
What did he say, Bill?
He's still asking about Vikings.
Oh,
I had no idea that the flood would come this far from the river. This is a terrible situation here, Mrs. Knudsen.
Well, we could build an ark. We've got plenty of animals.
No, we don't have an aardvark. You can't have an ark without an aardvark.
Looks like you're going to have to wait out the floods with the rest of us. We got all sorts of folks here this morning. There's the Vitsons.
How's the road,
Here, my neck, Lou, my neck.
Hurt Bill. You shouldn't hurt Bill. Don't you hit the father, you strange little woman. What? Isn't this nice? We've got coffee and everyone's just enjoying a lovely Sunday morning together.
I'm just wondering who else is going to show up. Oh, no.
Who is it, hon?
About the last person we want to see.
Oh, it's Mr. Backstrom, our local undertaker.
My goodness, Miss Knudsen, you have a lot of guests.
Yeah, they're all stranded by the flooding.
Whenever this many living people are gathered together, they're usually mourning the passing of a friend or a relative.
Oh,
You might have something there, Mr. Backstrom. You know Father Frank and his little friend, Sister Fran.
A pleasure as always.
Sheriff Craddock.
Hi there, Backstrom. I've got a little battery acid on my hand here.
Well, you know my husband, Bud.
This is such a pleasure, Bud.
Why? I'm still breathing.
And you know my mom, Ella.
Yes, I do. Have you thought about making plans that will alleviate a lot of pain and suffering on your family when the time arrives?
Won't be much pain or suffering.
Well, you know Bill and Lou Vincent from Ardagh.
don't you touch him, Bill. I'm sorry. That man gives me the willies.
Okay.
Well, this is Dr. Vanderpool from Chicago.
We've already shaken hands, and it's Vander Hoff.
Well, are you stranded by the flooding, Mr. Beckstrom?
I'm afraid so. I was on my way to the hospital in Grafton to pick up Colonel Gunderson, who finally succumbed to the trials and tribulations of Berkeley life.
Oh, Colonel Gunderson died? What a shame. What happened to him?
Well, he was sleeping in his driveway, and Mrs. Gunderson backed over him on her way to safe driving school. He was one of yours, you lucky fellow. I picked up the body at the hospital and was enjoying a delightful Sunday drive in the rain when I came to Arctic Crossroad and found it completely underwater. I managed to get to the interstate, but the highway patrol made me take the next exit, so here we are.
We?
Colonel Gunderson is in the hearse.
Oh.
I hope he's all right.
He's dead, Beckstrom. Of course he's all right.
I was about to do pancakes and... How does that sound, Mr. Beckstrom?
Well, I have mixed feelings, Miss Knudsen. All this flooding could be good for business.
Oh.
A lot of people have accidents when it floods. On the other hand, I don't want to be one of those accidents. Someone has to bury the dead.
Oh.
I was talking about the pancakes.
Oh, silly me.
Could I get you some coffee?
That would be comforting. Is everyone feeling all right?
Yes.
What kind of doctor are you?
I am a psychiatrist.
How interesting. And why is the lady outside in the rain?
I don't believe that's any of your business.
I was just wondering if she had some kind of death wish.
Oh.
Of course she doesn't. She's just mad because she locked herself out of my car. Because I had to go out in the middle of the field because I have a fear of gas station restrooms.
Did he say he is a psychiatrist or needs a psychiatrist?
Don't talk to me, Beckstrom. You give me the creeps.
Here's your coffee, Mr. Beckstrom. How are things in the world of the dead?
Don't ask!
Let me rephrase that. Is the flooding getting pretty bad?
The water was crossing the road when I pulled into your driveway. Your fields are completely underwater, and your front lawn will be very shortly.
Oh, hon. Your sugar beets are washing away, and the floods come up the drive.
I think I'm gonna bring the bird dogs inside.
Oh, Bill, I don't like dogs.
Barb, Lou doesn't like dogs.
But I can put the dogs in the bathroom.
But I'll put the bird dogs in the bathroom, Lou.
What about my car?
Oh, I don't think that'll fit in the bathroom.
The car by the road with the engine running, the racket inside.
That's not racket, that's La Bamba.
La Boheme!
Black, good color. I should really take care of Colonel Gunderson.
I thought his wife already did that.
I mean, bring him to safety before the water gets too high.
Well, just leave him out there. What's a little water gonna hurt?
Yeah, it would be like burying him at sea.
Colonel Gunderson was an officer of the Air Force, not the Navy. He wouldn't appreciate the irony.
Oh.
I could use some assistance.
Then get out there and help Mr. Beckstrom.
I have to use your facilities.
You just wetted the sugar beets.
I didn't finish!
Ed, you get out there and help that poor man.
Herb, I'd rather go to the dentist.
Well, I can't go on account of my whiplash.
Oh, can't.
Oh, I'll go.
Okay.
Come along, Sister Fran.
Oh.
What's the matter?
There's something sticky on this cup.
Bill, I don't ever want to be around that man again.
Lou doesn't like the Undertaker, Barb, and for once I gotta agree with her.
We have to help those in times of trouble, Bill.
No, that's true. Oh, Bill, they're bringing...
Oh, put the Colonel on the kitchen table.
Oh, no, we eat there. Put him on the floor.
That's no way to treat the remains of a man who served his nation with honor in 3 wars.
I don't want to share the house with a dead man.
Lou doesn't want him in here, Barb. Can't we leave him outside?
It's awfully wet outside. Put him in the bedroom.
Oh, that's good.
Wait, door's too narrow.
Well, put him in the tractor shed.
No, it's getting pretty wet out there.
Miss
Here.
Knudsen, please. The Colonel wasn't a small man.
Here, put him on these chairs. They'll be quite comfy there.
I know.
Say, this is a pretty cheap-looking car.
Colonel Gunderson was a cheap man. Shall I open the lid and make him feel more at home?
No!
Mom, Mandy doesn't feel so good.
I think I'm gonna.
Whoa. Say, what's that?
Colonel Gunderson,
Cool. What's he doing here?
Not much.
what is the matter with that girl?
She's throwing up. Isn't she cute?
Oh.
Hey, didn't you know the lock on your bathroom door doesn't work?
Barry, what happened to Miss Johnson?
Well, she was desperate for a cigarette, and since we didn't have any, I rolled up some newspaper and stuffed it with straw. Guess it made her sick.
Oh.
Also set the tractor shed on fire. Good thing it's raining.
I'm so happy.
Alicia, you're back. Where have you been?
I've been out in the rain, hating you for making me miss my sister's ballet, feeling sorry for myself for being soaking wet in North Dakota, and wishing I were dead.
Ooh. Shut up!
When all of a sudden, I had a revelation.
Really?
Did she say she had a revelation, Bill?
She did indeed, Lou.
Oh, tell us.
Please tell us.
Well, actually, it was more of a gift than a revelation.
A gift, child. What is it?
Please tell us.
Alan, I got to watch as your stupid, expensive car was completely engulfed by water. I got to watch as the water passed the tires, the trunk, the door handles. I heard Pavarotti choke as the water inundated and ruined that wonderful 8-speaker sound system. Alan, your precious car is history. It is underwater, and I got to watch it happen. I feel like pancakes.
Glory be, it's a miracle.
Hallelujah.
It is indeed. It isn't much of a miracle.
Well, no, it isn't. But a miracle is a miracle nonetheless.
My God! My car! It's an ocean out there!
Hey, tracking a little mud on the floor there, Mrs. Vanderbander.
Vanderhoff!
I feel terrible. What happened?
You need to relax.
Oh, my life is such a bundle of stress and pressure and stress, and press and stressor. It's all my boyfriend's fault.
You have a boyfriend?
Well, not much of one. Where's that briefcase?
You left it under the tractor.
Oh, man, I need that briefcase. I need that briefcase, and I gotta get to Pennyweg. You know where Pennyweg is, Barry?
Canada?
Right. I gotta get to Canada, that Pennyweg place, with that briefcase.
Barb, I got the dogs out here. Where can I put them?
Well, you can't bring him in here. Lou doesn't like dogs.
Well, Lou can take a long hike off a short pier.
They'll get mud all over the place. Take him around back and push him through the bathroom window. Try to leave the one with the flatulence in the barn.
I don't like dogs.
Barb, Lou doesn't like dogs.
Bud's putting the dogs in the bathroom. They won't bother Lou there.
If I don't get that briefcase to Pennyweg buried, I'm gonna be in Duke Dee. Dumb Dodo. Dope Dee? Oh, I'm gonna be in a mell of a hess. I gotta get that briefcase to Pennyweg buried. Would you be a good boy and go get that briefcase for me? God, I'm hungry. Did somebody say something about pancakes? What the heck is this?
My car.
It's gone, you know.
I've got pancakes.
Oh, not pancakes, Bill.
Well, Lou really prefers wheat toast, Barb. And I usually go for the donuts.
I'll see what I can do for you, Bill.
Thank you.
So, Ella, how about them Vikings?
Now that we've had a meal, such as it was, I think we should offer thanks to God by way of grace. I'll be happy to pray.
I think that would be appropriate if you Protestants people don't mind.
Well, Lou thinks thanks is thanks. Regardless of the thanker, the thankee remains the same. And for once, I gotta agree with her.
How do you know what she's thinking?
Leave us alone, you crazy doctor.
It's always good to be thankful for long life.
Oh. Yeah, but this meal was not very good. Maybe it doesn't deserve a grace.
I didn't know I was low on shortening. I was also low on eggs and milk and syrup.
Well, then maybe we shouldn't say thanks.
You should always say grace for a meal.
She has a point there.
A very good point.
Why don't we each say thanks in our own way?
Thanks. Amen.
Those pancakes were wonderful. Oh no, I was so hungry. Give me brownies. 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 I need brownies. Somebody make some brownies.
Oh, I could do some brownies.
Brownies would be great. I really want some brownies. And another cigarette.
I don't think that's such a good idea, Mandy. You can't smoke in here because of Dad's asthma. It's pretty wet between here and the tractor shed. Besides, all we have is straw, and you got sick the last time you tried it.
Well, that thing over there is giving me the creeps. Can't believe you got a dead body in your house.
Well, actually, we got 2 dead bodies.
Oh, let's go.
Well, I've got plenty of coffee.
I would love some coffee, Miss Newton, but I seem to have misplaced my cup.
I'd like some more coffee, Bill.
Lou would like some more coffee, Barb. And say, Barb, Lou thinks the wheat toast was a little off, and I can't say too much for the donuts.
That's because the wheat toast and the donuts were pancakes.
Oh, I think I understand. But Lou's still a bit confused.
How do you know she's confused?
You're fixed to make Lou really mad.
I've got to know. How do you know what she's thinking? Is it complete codependency? Does telepathy really exist? Oh, God, I wish I had a tape recorder.
Bill, make him stop it.
You're gonna get Lou's dander up, son. You don't want to do that.
I believe I'll look in on Colonel Gunderson. Would anyone care to join me?
No, thanks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, the poor Colonel. We need to get you embalmed pretty quick.
I guess we're off to the tractor shed.
Oh, Barry, you're still in your PJs. Bill, I need to go to the bathroom.
And Barb, Lou needs to go to the bathroom.
Oh, but Lou needs to go to the bathroom?
Why are you telling me?
Because you need to move the dogs. Lou's afraid of them. Put them in the bedroom.
Hey, come here, you! Stop it! Knock it off, you stupid dog!
Does anybody have a pencil and a paper to write with? There's so much material here, I'll never remember it all.
Damn dogs!
What's the matter, Bud?
Oh, it's springtime. The female dogs are attracting the male dogs. It's like a big soap opera back there.
Oh, can't Bud make the dogs stop? That is disgusting.
Barb, can't Bud make the dog stop? It's disgusting.
But Lou would like the dogs to stop.
I don't want them to stop. They're bird dogs, registered pointers.
I hate to think what they're pointing at.
You know, I don't think that I can use a bathroom where dogs have been amorous.
Barb, Lou doesn't think she can make water when Bud's bird dogs have been getting a little frisky.
But Lou doesn't think she can.
We only have one bathroom, Bill. Either Lou uses it, she holds it, or she comes up with another plan.
Well, are you game, Lou?
All right, Bill, I'll try.
If something should happen, though, remember, Baxter Funeral Home is here to serve you in your hour of greatest need.
You'll be okay, Lou. I'll be right here.
Bill, I can't go if people are listening.
She can't go when people are listening.
We won't listen, Lou.
We won't be listening, Lou. You go right ahead.
It's awful quiet out there, Bill. Couldn't you sing or something?
Lou wants a song.
I know just a nice little song. Michael rowed ashore.
Hallelujah. Michael rowed ashore. Hallelujah.
Jordan's water is muddy and cold.
Hallelujah.
Chills the body, but not the soul.
Hallelujah.
Enough about the water.
Are you okay in there, Lou?
Oh, it's awful muddy in here, Bill, and it smells like wet dog.
Bud, Lou's having a rough time of it. Maybe another song would help.
The water's coming up the driveway. What are we gonna do about it?
Why are you asking me?
You're the sheriff. You're supposed to know about these things.
Haven't you had emergency training?
Isn't there a procedure for this type of thing?
Oh, that's right. Put all the pressure on me. I swear, I can't even eat my pancakes in peace.
I'd be delighted to help when the time arrives.
Oh, Bill, there's a snake! There's a snake in the bathroom! A snake! Oh, my God!
Bud, Lou says there's a snake in the bathroom.
It must be 6 feet long!
Lou says it's probably a 6-footer.
We got a 6-foot snake in here too, with asthma.
You ever think about going to the vet and having yourself put to sleep?
Well, now, Bud, I think you ought to be dealing with the snake problem first.
Let Ed deal with it.
Why me?
You're the sheriff.
Man's gotta eat.
Woo-wee! Smells like dog gas in here.
That'd be old Smokey. He's always had a hard time with the dog chow.
Oh, man.
I know why they call him Smokey.
Did he see the snake, Bill?
Bud, did he see the snake yet?
You see the snake?
Not yet.
What'd he say? He said, not yet.
Oh,
He said not yet, Lou.
okay.
Is she hard of hearing?
Of course not.
Absolute interdependency and a marital dyad.
I hope it's not the same serpent that visited Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. That could be a serious problem.
Obsessive compulsion.
Oh, did he find the snake yet, Bill?
Did you find the snake? Ask him, Bud.
Why don't you ask him yourself?
What?
I suppose I can give it a try.
You be careful. Be careful.
Say, Ed, have you found the snake yet?
Not yet. I found the air freshener, some cockroach, some toothpaste, deodorant, aftershave, snake.
You're such a nice guy, Barry. I think I'm gonna throw up again.
So, where's the snake, Ed?
Sitting on the pot.
Mandy needs to barf. Is anybody in the bathroom?
Just the snake.
Oh, I can't wait.
No, wait, go to the bedroom, Mandy, in the bedroom. Where'd the dogs come from?
You know, Bud, now might be a good time to think about making your own funeral plans. You wouldn't want to burden your loved ones by making any arrangements.
What makes you think I'm going to be needing funeral plans?
Stress.
Leave me alone.
Dad? Miss Johnson got sick all over the floor.
Oh.
I don't want to hear about it.
This floor's a mess. Those are the tackiest pajamas that I've ever seen.
So what are you going to do about the snake, Ed?
Well, we'll have to wait on the animal control guys. They should make it out here in a couple of days.
Oh.
Bill, I really do need to use the facility.
But she really needs to go.
I heard her.
Hey! It's against the law for civilians to fire official law enforcement weapons without being in law enforcement. Oh, well, I wonder if it's loaded. Yep.
Possible homicidal tendencies being played out.
Did he kill the snake, Bill?
Did he kill the snake, Ed?
Did you get the snake, Bud?
No. I shot the pot. He shot the pot, Lou.
Oh, I'm so frightened, Bill.
Lou's frightened.
I wonder if Bud's all right. Shall I go see?
Oh, Bud, what happened?
Well, first I shot a hole in the pot. Water's leaking everywhere.
Oh.
Then I shot a hole in the tub. And that one went through the wall and took out the shortwave in the bedroom.
Oh.
Scared the hell out of the dogs. Then I shot a hole in the snake.
Oh, what about the snake, Bill?
Oh, what about the snake, Ed?
What'd you do with the snake, Bud?
I left it in the tub.
Oh.
She left it in the tub.
I have to use the facilities.
Mom, Bud just killed a snake in there.
What do? Tell it his life story? Born instead?
I think I got a couple more rounds here, woman.
It might be justifiable, but it would cause me a lot of paperwork. Got any more of those pancakes here, Bud?
Oh, Sheriff, do you have a cell phone?
I do, but it's for emergencies.
I need to call my sister in Winnipeg and let her know I'm going to miss her debut in La Sophie.
Well, this sounds like an emergency to me. I left it out in the car. I guess I could wait out there and get it if maybe Barb could do a few more pancakes.
Oh, Ed, I don't have any eggs. I'm low on milk and
I
soda.
use diet soda. Hey, the rain stopped. Oh, your whole farm's underwater, Bud.
You know, you got a snake in the tub. Little bitty one. Oh, about that long.
I'll take care of it.
What did he do with it?
Don't ask.
Oh, do you suppose I could use the bathroom, Bill?
Well, I'll ask. Say, Ella, what's the chances of Lou using the bathroom?
No, about 50-50. Where's Ed?
He's waiting out to his prowler to get his cell phone from Mrs. Vanderdander.
The soon-to-be ex Mrs. Vanderdander.
Vanderhoff, and what do you mean X, Alicia?
Stay away from me, you awful man.
Oh, Bill!
What is it, Lou?
I was so frightened in there.
She was frightened.
People have been known to die from fright.
Oh,
Are you okay now, Lou?
I think I am. But that fella gives me the heebie-jimmies.
She's okay now. But Vextra from zicking her out.
Yes.
I ever tell you about my boyfriend, Barry?
Started to, but what you said didn't make a whole lot of sense.
Why am I wasting my time with such a jerk? What do you think, Padre?
You know, I think this might be a good time for Sister Fran to sing a little song for us to lift up our spirits.
Oh, would you? Oh.
Well, Lou and I really like Tea for Two.
Yes,
Or Born to be Wild. Well, I like Lawrence Wells.
I know just the song. We sing it at Our Lady of the Corn Elementary School on special occasions. The Lord said to Noah, there's gonna be a flooding. The Lord said to Noah, there's gonna be a flooding. Get those animals out of the muddy children of the Lord. So rise and shine and give God your glory, rise and shine and give God your glory, rise and shine and give God your glory, children of the Lord.
I need to get away from that.
I'm going for a swim.
Me too.
swim sounds great.
That was too gross, even for me.
Anybody for some really dry pancakes?
Yeah, all right.
So that's it. Alan and I left Chicago 2 days ago. We were supposed to be in Winnipeg by noon, but now we're stuck at a farmhouse until the water recedes. It's almost dark. I'm wet, I'm tired, and I'm really mad. If we'd flown, we'd be there in time to see opening performance. I have been trying to call you all afternoon.
Oh, what's that down there, Bill? Is it another snake?
Can't say that it is. I can't say that it isn't.
The water was supposed to crest an hour ago. If it doesn't go down soon, we're going to climb up on the roof and call for a helicopter. I feel sorry for the Newtsons. They're really very nice people.
I wish these people had never shown up at our house.
Now, Bud, we have to take care of the less fortunate.
Are you getting enough to eat? You're not doing that starvation thing again, are you? You know how Mom and I feel about that.
So, what? Do you think you might be seeing Dorothy one of these days?
Not if I can help it. If you want to talk to her so bad, call her yourself.
Oh, Mrs. Vanderfluff has my telephone.
Vanderhoff.
We'll be there as soon as possible. Tomorrow or the next day.
There is something in the water, Bill.
Ed, Lucy, something in the water.
But Lou saw something in the water.
It could be another snake.
Lou thinks it might be another snake, Ed.
Bill says Lou thinks could be another snake.
Give me your gun.
I don't care what Alan thinks. Mom and I are so proud of you.
I think I got a muskrat.
Yeah, there you
Boy,
go.
you're good, bud.
That stupid farmer is shooting snakes again.
Stop firing that thing. You're killing my head.
Dad, every time you kill something, it hurts Mandy's head.
I've been trying to reach you since 10 o'clock this morning. Don't you talk to me that way. Look, I almost drowned in a flood. Yes, John, I have it. It's around here somewhere. Look, it's flooding here. I spent the last 6 hours sitting on top of a dead guy. Aren't you even the least bit concerned about me? Well, I did what I was supposed to do. You're the one who decided on Winnipeg. You decided I should enter up Canada through some obscure crossing in North Dakota. Remember?
So, Ed, this water gets much higher and we're gonna have to climb up on the roof.
Weather boy says it's crested and it should start going down. Hey, Bud, want some oatmeal?
They said that a couple hours ago. How can you eat that stuff?
Well, I gotta go to the bathroom again.
Not surprised. You've been drinking diet soda since early this morning.
The pot's mostly underwater there.
I can't give you directions, John. I don't even know where I am. The National Guard's got the area blocked off, and even if you got by them, you'd have to swim a couple of miles to get to me.
Right there, Bill. It's moving in the water.
Ed, Lucy, something in the water.
What do you want me to do about it, Bill?
Oh, tell Bud, he's got your gun.
I better check on Mom. She's been in the diet sodas all morning, and I think the toilet tissue's wet.
Listen, John, I don't want to hear about your troubles. I am sitting on a coffin in a dark farmhouse. There's water up to the windows. There's snakes and rats swimming around in the water, and I don't have a cigarette.
How about if Sister leads us in another round of that floody song? Would that cheer everybody up?
No! Hey, Backstrom, how long before the Colonel gets, ripe?
Well, I'm not really sure. I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Oh, there it is. There it is, Bill. There is a big snake right there.
Oh, Ed, Lou sees a snake in the water.
Bud, Lou thinks there's a big snake down there.
Well, Lou had better make friends with it, because I'm all out of ammo.
Tell Lou Bud says she needs to make friends with it.
Bud says you need to make friends with that snake, Lou. You think he's being sarcastic?
Mom's okay. Lou, could I get you some more total?
No. Listen, you jerk. I risked my life for this stupid plan of yours. Don't you dare say how I'm not up to it. I'll be in Winnipeg just as soon as the... Hello? Hello? Sheriff, I think the batteries in your cell phone went dead.
Good.
La Sophie is set in the Scottish Highlands. The first act opens on the morning James is to marry Effie. He's about half asleep in front of the fire when a sylph dances through his dreams.
I've had that happen before.
He awakens to find that there really is a sylph in his den and that he's fallen in love with the thing. He attempts to catch her, but she vanishes up the chimney. Then Effie and her young friends enter. Gurn, James' cousin, is in love with Effie.
Rodolfo and Mucello are two poverty-stricken bohemians who live in the Latin Quarter in the late 19th century. The story opens on Christmas Eve. Mucello is trying to paint, but his hands are cold, for they have no money for fuel. Mucello is in love with Musetta, who's kind of a streetwise woman.
Oh, that's interesting. What's a bohemian?
While preparing for the wedding...
This is Effie and James, right?
Right. An old hag named Mad shows up to tell the young girl's fortunes. She tells Effie that James will never marry her. James becomes outraged and drives Madge from the house. James is a lot like Alan.
Anyway, Colleen, the philosopher of the group, suddenly shows up and they discuss their consuming appetite for love. They bewail their lack of food, and they curse the cold.
Why don't they get some girlfriends, buy some food, and turn up the furnace?
When James is alone, the sylph reappears, crying over his impending marriage. He tries to comfort her, and who should walk in on the scene? Gurn.
His cousin?
And he sees this as his chance to discredit James and win Effie for himself. He runs off to find witnesses. Then the wedding begins, and they dance a hell of a Scottish reel. Just as James is about to say his wedding vows, the sylph reappears, and he follows her into the woods.
Oh, yes. They're having this small party when who should show up but their landlord demanding the rent. Mucello prizing with wine, and they fooling.
Do they now?
Yes. And then they all go out to the cafe for a huge Christmas party. But Rodolfo stays behind. That's how we meet Mimi.
I'm not following any of this.
In Act 2, Madge is deep in the forest, plotting her revenge. She and her underlings weave a magic scarf, and set off to destroy James. Meanwhile, the sylph has led James into the forest, where she is joined by her sisters, and they do a hell of a dance. Just as James tries to embrace her, she disappears.
Act 2, thwarted by the constant disregard for her, Musetta launches into Quando me vendo. Oh, it is wonderful.
Madge shows up and tells James the magic scarf will turn the fragile creature into a human, and then he can marry her, or whatever. I mean, who knows what's on that man's mind? He's just like Ellen.
Act 3, we see Mimi, who's shivering with cold. She launches into a coughing fit as she asks to the whereabouts of Rodolfo the painter.
The sylph returns and wants the scarf because it's so beautiful.
Oh, no.
James wraps the scarf around her shoulders and makes her promise to remain with him always.
Don't do it, James.
Too late. The sylph cannot live in human form. Her wings shrivel up, her sight fades. She dies. As the sylphs bear their sister away, the wedding procession of Effie and Gurn passes. Why they're in the middle of the woods, I don't know, but here they come. There they go. James falls to the ground devastated, and Madge dances her dance of triumph. Oh, Mr. Beckstrom, are you all right?
Oh, no! The end is near. Mimi and Rodolfo engage in a tender exchange. She still has words of encouragement for him. Suddenly, she begins to feel warm, and then she slips into a sleep. Musetta says a silent prayer over the medicine that Mucello has brought. Mucello finally tells his friend, Coraggio. Rodolfo understands. And he throws himself on the body of his beloved. The curtain falls.
Sorry about the cigarettes, Mandy.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not so sure I want to smoke anymore. What's in total? Say, Barry,
Yeah,
you're a really nice guy.
I am.
You are. Your mom is nice. Your parents are nice. Your dad's nice. Your mom's trying to be a good hostess. There's people tracking mud all over her house, making pancakes while her farm washes away. And your dad, well, he's worried about his cows and his dogs, and how he's gonna make a living when this whole thing ends. You're really lucky, Barry.
You know, I never really thought about it, but I am lucky. So far.
Well, I've done some things I'm not very proud of.
Well, we all have.
You know, these things involve breaking the law.
Oh, me too. Well, no kidding.
Really? You've been in trouble with the law?
Well, it's sort of embarrassing, but yeah.
Well, I'll tell you my troubles if you tell me yours. Deal?
Sure, I guess.
Well, you don't have to wait for me if I do manage to cop a plea or anything, but, well, it might give me something to look forward to.
I don't know anything about you. Where are you from?
Texas. I'm a systems programmer for a software company. It's a boring job. I really wanted to do something exciting. I got my wish.
Well, I always wanted to meet a nice girl. I got my wish.
You two make me sick.
Well, first, sister, we tried it on the coffee table, and then on the end tables, and then we went in the bedroom and tried it on the dresser. Then we were in the kitchen, on the kitchen counter. Then we each got chairs and stood on them for a while.
Tell her about the chairs, Bill.
Sister thinks, Lou thinks there's something funny about those chairs. She never did say what.
Do you think your farm will be spared, Mr. Vincent?
Well, I don't know. We're pretty far west of Arctic. I'll ask Lou. Lou, sister wants to know if she thinks our farm was spared.
Well, I don't know about that, Bill. I wouldn't be surprised if it were completely flooded out.
Well, Lou says she wouldn't be surprised if we're completely flooded out.
How are your bird dogs, Mr. Knudsen?
Oh, they're having an orgy all over my bed.
Oh.
They could care less about the flooding. One of them even swam over to my dresser and relieved himself on a new pair of my overalls.
Oh.
I think next fall I'll spare the birds and shoot the dogs.
Why don't we have a little song to lift our spirits?
Well, I think that's a good idea. I'll check with Lou. Lou, sister wants to know if she could sing a song to lift our spirits.
Oh, well, I guess it couldn't hurt.
What? Lou says to give it a go ahead.
The water is wide, I cannot get o'er, and neither have I wings to fly. Bring me a boat that can carry two.
Shut up!
Whoa! Hey! Water's gone down. Nothing left but a lot of mud. Look, yeah, a snake. Careful, Miss Johnson.
Oof. I'd like to turn myself in.
I don't want it.
Sheriff, do you have any idea what's in here?
No, and I don't want to know.
You could be a hero.
I don't want to be a hero.
But there's a whole
Don't tell me. I'm going to go and see if there's enough of the bathroom left to use.
Well, what kind of
Leave
sheriff
me
are you?
alone. Morning, Barry. Hey, still got a hole in the fanny of those PJs.
I don't believe it. Who's trying to make that idiot a hero when he won't take the briefcase?
Oh, goodness, there's mud and dead chicken everywhere. Good morning, Mr. Beckstrom. How's the Colonel?
Still dead, thank you.
That's good, that's good. I'm going to check on some coffee. coffee.
There's no electricity.
Well, that won't do.
Mrs. Knudsen, your farm is ruined.
It looks pretty bad, doesn't it?
Look, here's $4 million.
Whoa.
It's for you. You can buy a whole new farm. You'll buy 10 new farms. Excuse me.
Oh, Bud, where you been?
Inspecting the damage.
Is that pretty bad?
It's bad, but at least the water's going down.
Well, Miss Johnson wants to give us some money.
$4 million for your farm.
No, thank you, miss.
What?
We don't want it.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, why not?
Where would I get that kind of money? What would folks around here think? What would the IRS think? What would I do, move to Brazil and change my name? You better keep your money.
But your farm.
It'll bounce back.
I would like to give each of you $2 million to rebuild your churches. You could build new schools, heal the sick, raise the dead.
Don't do that.
You could buy enough hymnals for everyone. You could get your neck fixed, buy a new tractor. You could build a new choir room, get new choir robes, and get therapy.
Hey, not until my study's done.
Oh, dear. I can't take this.
I can't take it either.
But the hymnals.
Not our own hymnals, Bill.
Oh, what Lou's trying to say is that sharing the one hymnal builds our community. If we each had our own hymnals, it just wouldn't be the same.
You gotta be kidding me. Mr. Beckstrom, how would you like $4 million? You could buy a new hearse to have that oily film removed from your skin. Well, you could all move someplace warm, for God's sakes.
Oh, watch your language, clergy present.
What oily film are you referring to?
How would you like a brand new car, just like the one that washed away?
I'm gonna get a brand new car just like the one that washed away.
Let me buy it for you.
Let the insurance company buy it. That's why I pay their outrageous premiums. And after this book hits the academic world, I can retire to Hawaii.
How would you like $4 million? You can divorce Mr. Metropolitan Opera, we'll move to Paris and go to the ballet every day.
Well, I don't really want to divorce Mr. Metropolitan Opera.
You don't?
Of course not. But I do want to go to Winnipeg to see Monica in tonight's performance of La Sophie.
I'm so happy!
I'm still mad at you.
Oh, imposition of defiance.
I'd kind of like to go to Winnipeg and see La Sophie. Can I tag along?
Why would you want to do that?
Well, with all this flooding business, things are going to be pretty busy around here. I'd like to avoid that.
How do we get there?
Well, my deputies will be here so they can drive on the road. We'll go to Winnipeg in a prowler. I sure don't want to hang around here with all the cleanup and the looters and stuff.
But what am I supposed to do with all this money?
Watch the sofa, there's something moving on it.
Where'd you get all this money?
Well, funny you should ask. Well, my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, we stole it. See, he's a computer hacker. He figured out how to access the accounts of several large corporations. He had the money transferred to small banks along the Midwest. 10 people spent the last 2 weeks making cash withdrawals with bogus bank cards. $500 apiece. See, I would take the money up to Winnipeg and have it transferred to a bank in Switzerland. Well, John figured out how to hide it through the currency conversion. Anyway, so then we just fly from Winnipeg back to Dallas and resume our normal lives until we decided it was time to disappear. Such an adventure, you know, robbing from the rich. Well, now I just wish I'd never been involved.
She's got problems, Bill.
Lou thinks she got problems, miss, and for once, I gotta agree.
Close it, I don't want to see it.
And Miss Johnson has $4 million she needs to get rid of?
Commandments say not to steal.
Or bear false witness against your neighbors.
Or covet your neighbor's ass.
Oh. Very good, Ella.
Very good indeed. You Lutherans know your Old Testament. Yes, we do.
Barb, I got a headache. I drank too much diet soda.
Well, what am I supposed to do with all this money? Do you have any idea how long it took me to steal it?
If you don't want the money, why don't you, take it back?
Take it back? Well, back where?
Take it back to your car. Let your boyfriend find it.
Hey, good. That's a pretty good idea. But what about Miss Johnson here? She's an accessory to some kind of crime.
Extortion. She's either psychopathic or histrionic. Possibly a bit of both.
Well, she could stay with us. I mean, until she feels better.
On our way to Winnipeg, the Vanderpuffs and I could stop by the Red Ford.
Honda.
Vanderhouse.
I could throw the briefcase back in the Escort.
Civic.
The boyfriend would drive up here in a day or so, find it, and your troubles are over.
But then he gets away with $4 million.
Do you want it?
No.
Hey, then everybody gets what they want.
Well, I want some ibuprofen, some dry toilet paper, and a place to sleep for about a week.
Hey, looks like one of my deputies are here. You folks ready to leave?
Will there be room for Colonel Gunderson and me?
No! We can't all fit in that car.
Don't forget
No, why don't you stay here?
Here.
Thank you, Mrs. Knudsen.
You're a kind-hearted Christian woman.
Not sure I could say the same for everyone else.
I'm so glad I got to meet you.
Tell her about the wheat toast, Bill.
Lou thinks you ought to learn about wheat toast. And for once, I know I gotta agree.
Amazing.
Bill!
You're frying Lou's nerves.
That crazy doctor's at it again!
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Come on, let's go. So, Bud, you think you'll be hearing from Dorothy? Leave me alone, Ella. Where's my gun?
Oh, it's in the kitchen.
I'll get it for you.
Say, Beckstrom, you really got to get Gunderson out of here. There's some law against dead bodies laying around. Well, we'll be seeing you.
Ed,
Sorry about the farm. Oh, my God.
Ed, come back, Ed.
Oh, phone's working. Hello? Sally, how are you? It's Bud's mom, Sally. What's that? The gray car was parked outside your house all night and you had to sleep in a closet. And then you tried to call us and the government tapped your phone and said subliminal messages through the intestinal beings from outer space. Oh, golly. Speaking of which, the flood was pretty bad. It even came in the house. Got lots to clean up. I better go now. Bye.
Well, can I help you clean up?
Sure. You can start by taking out the garbage. Ella, hop in the trash can.
Drop dead, big boy.
Did someone say dead?
Come on, Beckstrom. Let's take Colonel Gunderson out to the yard.
Why?
I don't want him in here. So, you want to stay with us?
Yeah.
No smoking here, Miss Johnson.
Oh, I'm through with smoking. And a lot of other things. Say, Barry, what did you do?
What did I do?
Well, the other night, we were talking. You said you were in trouble with the police.
Well, it's kind of a long story.
He double parked in front of the feed store.
I got a ticket, didn't I?
Yeah, well, she steals $4 million and you get a parking ticket. I don't think you're in the same league.
Now, Mom, you can get in a lot of trouble for stealing $4 million. And besides, she wants to help clean up.
When can I go home?
All the cars are flooded, Mom.
Beckstrom's hearse will start. You get hop in the back with Colonel Gunderson.
Crazy.
Why, yes, I am.
Well, I'll see you, Barb. Don't think it hasn't been fun, because it hasn't.
I'm going to check on my bird dogs.
Well, I guess I'll help Bud clean up after his bird dogs. We gotta start somewhere.
Don't answer it.
Well, what do we do now?
I guess we help Mom and Pop clean up.
Maybe you could look into getting a pair of pajamas without a hole in the fanny.
I don't think so. These are the only PJs I own.